Are you someone who watches TV a lot?
No, I'm somebody who is online a lot. When I was a kid, I used to sit in front of the TV for hours on end. I loved watching movies and cartoons and also the documentaries. But ever since I got access to the internet, anything that I want to see or hear or know, I can find it online, so I don't bother with the TV.
What do you like to watch on TV?
Even though I watch it rarely, anytime I do watch it, I am watching the news. To be honest, it's hard to follow live coverage on the internet, and you can actually get the latest news when you are watching the TV coverage of an event. So yeah, I like watching the news on TV.
Did you like watching cartoons as a kid?
Yes, I'm somebody who watched cartoons a lot. My dad told me that I watched cartoons more than the average kid. And that might be the case because I really loved watching cartoons. But I think that he said that because he wanted me to study more. My favorite cartoon was the cartoon about the family of hippopotamus.
What is your favorite TV channel?
This has changed over time because now I like watching the TV channels that show the news. But when I was a kid, the channels that show cartoons were my absolute favorites. I don't know which channel is my favorite. If I had to name one, I would say it's DW, I guess. But I follow several other news channels.
What was the last thing you saw on TV?
It was a documentary about a family from the countryside that was maintaining a centuries-old tradition of their ancestors who were blacksmiths. They did everything the old-fashioned way. I think that they were simply role-playing for tourists who were visiting the village. But anyway, it was an interesting documentary about blacksmithing.
You will have 60 seconds to prepare, and then you will speak for between 60 to 120 seconds. Start speaking now.
I would say that Albert Einstein is my role model. He is a great scientist from the 20th century. I think everybody knows about him. I would say that the reason why he is my role model is because he once said that imagination is more important than knowledge. And this is something that really resonates with me. With this sentence, he says how important creativity is. And he is somebody who used creativity to achieve great things. The great thing that he has achieved was his theory of relativity. Everybody knows about his formula E equals mc squared. This is something that has revolutionized the way in which we look at reality and the way in which we do science. The world completely changed after it embraced his theory. It is a monumental part of our history. I do try to emulate him in my own little way, so to speak. In my line of work, I always try to think outside of the box in order to achieve results. I am nowhere near the genius that Einstein was, nor do I think I ever will be. But I think I learned a valuable lesson from his work. And I think that people who are rigid in their ways can also learn a great lesson from him. He always imagined wacky experiments, and this allowed him to be flexible. In a similar way, I always try to think about silly solutions for my issues at work, and to be honest, it has given me several creative solutions.
Do you think that all of us should have a role model?
Some people manage without a role model, but I think that all of our lives would be better if we had a role model that we can look up to. I think that having a role model motivates us to do better. Whenever we are in doubt, whenever we are about to do something important, having a role model can help us have the right attitude, because we will stay true to our principles, the principles that the role model embodies.
Are actors good role models, in your opinion?
I think that there are actors who are great role models. I think that in order to become a good and famous actor, you have to be really dedicated and motivated. And you need to be a hard worker. If they are also somebody who is kind and good to others, I think that this person should absolutely be a role model, and they are somebody to whom kids should look up to.
Do you think that parents are the most important role models?
I think that they are the first role models, and a lot depends on them being a good role model and them teaching kids the right values. An argument can definitely be made about them being the most important role model, since they are the ones who prepare us for life. Having good parents can really make a difference in somebody's life. If we get parents who are a good example for us, then we will get far in life.
What are the most important qualities of a good role model?
I would say honesty is really important. I would even say that integrity is the number one thing. Somebody who is dependable is a really great role model. Strength is also an important quality, but of course, there are different forms of strength. I'm not talking about physical strength here. I would also say that role models who stay true to their principles are the most valued ones. There is just something to a person who stays true to themselves that is really appealing.
What is your opinion of teachers as role models?
A lot of people have told me that the teachers were their role models. Not everybody can be a teacher, and I would say that in order to be a good teacher, you really have to be a special person. I know that I had several teachers who were my role models.